What's up, everybody? Shadow Gaming and Music here, and welcome back to more Great Ace Attorney. Last time we we totally didn't have a game over on the first case, you know? I totally did not have that poor of a showing. We don't talk about it. Anyways, we figured out that eventually figured out that there was a coin under the meat. So we found the coin that this man was looking for, Korekta-san. And now we're trying to finger who did it. And we know exactly who did it, but I am not going to finger him, unfortunately. Or fortunately. Anyways, it was Iesanosa. We all know this poor ass mother was actually going to do it.
Take that!
Obviously, it can only be you! Sergeant Iesanosa? What? How? How dare you! You monster! Monster? I stole that koban, did I? I'm the master thief of La Carnival, am I? You seriously accusing me of these crimes, cadet? But it wasn't me! It was Ido! Ido's the mastermind! How dare you! Look at him! He's so disgusted! The betrayal on his face! Everyone has the exact same reaction. Bruh. You would push the blame for your crimes onto your own son? An innocent little baby? It's you who's the monster, Sergeant Nosa! Oh, we got you now, boy. How dare you? You're gonna make your kid cry. Ooh. Whoa! Clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop, clippity clop. Good on you, kid. Good on you. Oh, that was adorable. Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesanosa preparing to stand down in the Supreme Court, sir! So you admit to it? Oh, that was brilliant to come back to. Stop pushing the baby down! Leave him alone! He didn't do anything. Do any of you know of the extraordinarily low wages the Nippon Imperial Army pays to those it expects to keep our country safe? I understand that the temporary increase in taxation owing to the recently ended conflicts remains in place. And I have heard it's hard for lower-ranking soldiers to make a living, yes. All I want is to put a hot meal on the table for my son! You know, I get it, buddy, but stealing ain't the answer, especially at the scene of a murder. It's just not right. That's why you were stealing things at the restaurant? The place is heaving with money. Every 3 days, I'd go there and do reconnaissance for a target. And I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak at the same time. How could you afford all that steak? It sounds like he doesn't bother with a knife and fork even, which is worryingly believable. And your target that day was the old man in his koban? I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right. Koban, Kavon, Kavon, I don't know. Yes, sir. He was an easy mark. I slipped the coin into my pocket without any trouble at all. A veritable phantom thief you are. I will give you the code name Babysitter. Also, the man with the ever-changing voice, Korekta. I was all set to leave the steak I was halfway through devouring when it happened. Bang! Yes, when the professor was shot? Yes, when the professor was shot. My bad. That was terrible inflection. I knew that if the police conducted a search and found the coin in my pocket, I'd be finished. Ido too! So I hid the incriminating evidence as fast as I could, on the double! I slipped it under the steak, hoping that I'd be able to rendezvous with it again at a later date, sir! I don't know if this helped or not, but, thank you for telling the truth at least. Everyone. This is ridiculous. Oh, that was here. This is ridiculous. Perhaps you could carry on with this absurd prattling in your own time? Well, Miss Brett.
Oh, of course, dear lady, of course. How rude of us.
Shut up, Ouchie. No one needs to freaking hear your simping any longer.
I'm quite sure there's no need to detain you any longer at all.
The head desk.
May the esteemed gentlewoman please be excused, Your Excellency.
Indeed. The theft of the Koban was clearly perpetrated by this baby-saddled sergeant. It would certainly appear to be unrelated to Dr. Wilson's murder.
This is getting closer to Macho Man Randy Savage the more I do his voice.
Of course it is. Hiding a coin under a lump of meat? The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. Nonsense, is it?
Well...
And, as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness.
Excuse my terrible British accent again. I don't have a British accent. I just say words.
Very well. Now that all questions concerning this witness's testimony have been answered, I see no further justification for detaining her. Miss Brett, you are free to leave.
Again?
Thank you, Your Excellency. Good luck, everyone.
We're not actually done yet, are we?
And good day.
And a good day to you. There's no way. Come on, Ryunosuke.
Ryunosuke, what's the matter with you? This is no time for daydreaming.
Oh, no, it's just... Something about Miss Brett's parting words there got me thinking. I can't quite work out what exactly, but something she said jarred with me. I feel like there was a contradiction in there somewhere. Something didn't quite add up.
Really?
If that's the case, don't just stand there thinking. Make your voice heard.
Sorry?
You can think later, but if you don't call out now, it'll be too late. The trial will be over.
Hold it!
Hold it! There we go.
Wait, Miss Brett! What is it now? I'm afraid, just one last time, there's something I'd like to ask you. I'd like you to explain the contradiction in your parting words from just a few moments ago. What are you talking about? What contradiction?
Attention!
Shut up, Snaku Head.
What new student nonsense is this?
Well, what parting words are you talking about, Ryunosuke?
She said, hiding a coin under a lump of meat. The sheer nonsense of such an idea astounds me. And as for picking up your steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork, it's beyond nonsense. It's pure madness. Alright, now I feel like checking my freaking stuff again.
Yes, I'm right. What she said there exposed an undeniable contradiction.
Hold on, let me look at this picture again. I mean, the knife is used. Clearly. The fork wasn't. Or was it? I can't really tell if the fork was used or not. Is this the same steak? Oh boy, here we go.
I'm going to need to see some evidence, counsel. If Miss Brett's words truly are contradictory, where is the evidence to prove it?
Oh boy, the only thing I could think of. What is this? This emblem on the side of the plate. Is it a cat? It's a cow, obviously. It's a bull, technically.
Most likely because the restaurant's signature dish is beef steak. It seems a lot of different restaurants have their own unique tableware.
So, this is the symbol of the Carnival, is it? Yep, that raises it and you find the coin there.
I certainly never expected to find a precious coin underneath this thick cut of meat. And it's from the Hoi era too. That would make it really quite valuable.
It's well marinated in the juices as well, look.
What? Are you thinking of eating it?
We already went through this. My heart's going to be racing as I lift. I mean, I still love that line. Yes, I know that. We already established that. I just want to see if there's anything else I could. Doesn't look like it. Like, is it this? Like, it's the only thing I could think of. She said eating the steak without a knife, a fork and knife.
Take that!
The photographic print of the scene taken immediately after the incident occurred.
It's the only thing I could think of. It has a knife and fork there. The knife has clearly been used. I can't tell if the fork has been used. What's interesting is the plate of steak that you can see on the victim's table. Is it because it's the same steak we're looking at right now?
The steak that Miss Brett had been eating before the professor was killed, yes? Go on.
More accurately, Your Excellency. The steak that was on the victim's table just before the professor was killed.
Now you're just splitting hairs.
You know where I'm going, don't you? Not true! Doesn't something about this steak strike you as very unnatural? The fact that it wasn't cut, it has bites taking out of it. That's what he's going for, okay.
Unnatural? What on earth do you mean?
It's extremely obvious. I'm talking about the shape of the edge where it's been eaten. Ah! I see you've noticed it too, Miss Brett.
Noticed what exactly, Counsel?
Just a few moments ago, Miss Brett claimed no Englishman could even contemplate picking up a steak and biting into it without using a knife and fork.
Of course she did. She's a refined English gentlewoman herself.
Then take a good look at the steak. In particular, the edge where it's been eaten. It's been bitten off, it hasn't been cut off. As you can see, there are clearly defined barbaric teeth marks there.
Ah! Oh!
Ah!
It looks like Miss Brett has realized something.
So, if the witness, as she claims, wouldn't contemplate eating anything without using a knife and fork, there shouldn't be teeth marks in the steak at all! What do you got to say about this?
But what is your actual point? Perhaps that the life of Miss Brett was ravenously
Boy! How dare you!
Oh, whatever you say, dear lady.
Whipped! Where's Francesca where you need her? As I said, I really must believe— Oh, no, you don't, girl. You staying right here. Afternoon tea with the Minister of Justice cannot possibly wait any longer.
Of course, of course. This will all be over in the blink of an eye.
Ouchie, I'm about to blink in your eye. That makes 0 sense. I just wanted to say something clever.
Rest assured, I'm about to—
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate this so much. I've heard enough. You irritating little spectacled samurai relic! Oh, God.
Of course, dear lady!
What's the matter, Miss Brett? Have we ruffled your feathers?
Clearly, the witness knows what this means. She's realized the catastrophic implications these teeth marks in the steak have for her.
Ryunosuke, do you know where you're going with this?
Yes. Now, at last, it's all come together.
The mysterious teeth marks in a steak that had allegedly been eaten with cutlery? The reason why the blood stain I know I saw somehow seems to have disappeared? She switched the steak, didn't she? And most importantly, the evidence that proves once and for all who shot Dr. Wilson that day.
I accept that these teeth marks in the steak are a little unnatural, as you put it, Counsel. But what exactly are you suggesting that tells us?
Everything, Your Excellency.
Everything?
Yes, I believe that these barbaric teeth marks in the steak here amount to conclusive evidence in this case. Evidence that will prove beyond any doubt who shot Dr. Wilson.
Don't you tell me to shut up, girl. You shut up.
Conclusive evidence? How many times have I heard that today? You wouldn't know the meaning of the phrase. Typical Japanese empty threats.
How can you be so sure?
Oh, it's quite simple, really. If you really had such conclusive evidence, you would have presented it to the court long ago. Actually, the evidence I'm talking about hasn't been brought before the court yet.
Hasn't been what?
But just because it hasn't been shown yet, doesn't mean that the evidence does not exist. The limit does not exist.
This is absurd. The trial has run several hours already, and you say there's evidence yet to be brought forward? That can't be. I don't believe you have it.
We don't have it. Oh, I like his objection. I didn't hear it clearly last time because I was talking over it. But he has a good objection. Not very forceful, but smooth.
I don't, but there is someone who does have it. Someone in this very courtroom. And if that person is willing to submit the piece of evidence I'm referring to, it will solve every remaining mystery about this case.
Very well. I have a feeling this will be my last request of the defense in this trial. Who possesses the conclusive evidence that will reveal the truth of this whole affair?
My man said he took both plates of steak. He has the other one. The crime scene thief.
The answer is obvious. It's Inspector Hosonaga.
What? I have it.
Yes. You think I've been withholding conclusive evidence?
That's ridiculous.
Thank you for giving me a chance to clear my throat, Hosonaga. You're a real one. You're the real MVP.
No. I'm not saying that. Everyone's attention has been focused on this steak with the teeth marks.
Yes?
Now, earlier this afternoon, Sergeant Nosa told the court the following. I'd enjoy chomping my way through a good steak. And, as well as admitting to stealing Correcta-san's coin, he told us that he slipped it under the steak.
You watch it, cadet! I'm a superior officer!
Then why are you paid so poorly? I thought you were a lower ranking officer.
Sergeant Nosa, could you please confirm something for me? Was the steak that you put the coin under, in fact, your own steak?
Attention! Affirmative, of course. I might be a soldier in the Imperial Nippon Army, but still. I'm not brave enough to ask a foreign gentle lady if she'd mind me manhandling her meal to hide something in it.
Thankfully, he said manhandling her meal and not her meat. Or else this conversation would have taken a turn further weird.
In other words, the steak that the detective submitted as evidence earlier
Was the wrong steak, buddy.
was in fact Sergeant Nosa's meal.
Yep. I figured that as soon as I saw that the blood print wasn't there, I was like, come on. It's the other meal, right? But they didn't say anything about it, so I wasn't sure.
But that makes no sense. That plate was taken from the victim's table.
Objection! Yet, the gentlewoman doesn't take bites out of her steak, nor did she have any opportunity to steal the coin.
Of course I didn't steal it. Oh, thank you for confirming. You know, if you had admitted to stealing the coin, you might have had an alibi. Maybe an alibi is the wrong word, but you might have had an excuse.
To even suggest such a thing would be an affront to the entire British Empire.
Well then, how do you explain this paradox?
Exactly. Surely you're not going to suggest that the sergeant switched the two steaks over.
Not the sergeant. Or was it the sergeant? It could be. He was trying to hide his crime.
You did switch the plates?
Well, after it happened,
Okay, so he did switch the plates. I thought she did it. I thought she did it to hide her crime, but
when I saw the civilian had been murdered right in front of my eyes like that, I panicked. As I said, I immediately lifted my stake and hid the coin underneath it. But then when the waiter announced he was an undercover policeman, I thought I'd had it. If he decided to investigate my slab of meat, that'd be it. I'd be getting my marching orders.
I mean, you're gonna get your marching orders anyways now, but sure. I get it.
So, when the cadet here was arrested and taken off to the kitchen, I seized my chance.
Stop pushing the baby down. Let the kid breathe.
With military precision and timing, I switched my stake with the one on the foreign ladies' table.
What? She didn't even know.
You can't have. I never saw you do such a thing.
You were already gone, girl.
It was called Operation Lightning Bolt. There was no time for strategic planning. It was do or die, I tell you. So yes, I did what had to be done, sir.
Unbelievable!
Oh Lord. However, fear not, Prosecutor-san.
What now?
Even he's had enough of your shit, Nosa.
I swear on the brass buttons of my uniform, that is all I did, sir!
Oh, you did? That's plenty, Sergeant!
You just lost Ouchie the case, bud. So, if Sergeant Nosa switched the plates over, it means he took Miss Brett's steak, and the plate it was on back to his own table.
Yes, that follows.
Inspector Hosonaga!
Yes?
Earlier in this trial, you told the court this. You said that you had not only taken Miss Brett's steak after the incident, but also the sergeant's. That to preserve evidence, you had taken both. Don't rip that mask. We have no other way to see your eyes. We're gonna see your actual eyes, girl. You sure about that?
That's correct.
Then please present it to the court now. The plate that was actually on the victim's table at the precise moment he was shot. Hell yeah, it's over for you, girl. No, don't tell me to shut up. You shut up. What can that possibly tell us now? The bloodstain, girl? I mean, a cold slab of tough meat? It can't have the slightest bearing on the case.
No, you're not. No, you're not wriggling your way out of it this time, lady.
Oh, don't rip your... I beg your pardon?
Surely you're not that forgetful. Surely you remember the reason why this steak pan promises to prove such a problem for you, no?
You're the ones who decided it was a problem, not me.
The reason the defense asked to see the plate was to confirm something the defendant remembers seeing.
Thinks he remembers. I'm quite sure of what I saw, Miss Brett. On the side of the plate that was on the table directly behind Dr. Wilson, there was a clear spattering of blood from the gunshot wound to the victim's chest.
I believe the defendant's memory serves him well.
It's over for you, lady. You and your Swan are going out to Swan Lake or something. I don't come up with clever one-liners. I'm sorry. You're bird food, girl.
And now we have the evidence to prove it. The plate you were eating from, Miss Brett. You Brit. Let us not prolong this any further. Inspector, you will show the evidence to the court. Present the beef steak and plate that was originally on the victim's table at the time of the incident.
You good, bruh?
Yes, sir!
Sorry for keeping you.
There it is, evenly cut and a blood stain on the side.
Here is the other steak in its plate.
How did you not notice the blood, first of all, dude? You and your flawless, stupid investigation.
Please, feel free to examine it.
There it is.
The bloodstain. It's clearly visible, look!
Yes!
Now this makes everything clear. The blood you can see on the side of the plate shows that at the moment the victim was shot, he was facing the table with his back to me.
In other words, it's impossible for Naruhodo-san to have shot the victim.
It can't be!
In fact, there's only one person who could have possibly fired. There's only one person who possibly have shot Dr. Wilson from the front. I'm sure everyone knows by now who that person is. That's right, Miss Giselle Brett. It's you! The epic point! My boy's growing up to be a fine lawyer. Uh-oh. Oh, the Swan's dead! No! Poor Swan, he didn't deserve any of this! Her goose is cooked. Literally. Outdone. By a Japanese? Me? By a Japanese schoolboy? No. No! No! Oh, it's not dead. It's going to kill us. Oh no! Oh, it's taking her with her. Oh God! It's laying chicks! Wait a second! Oh boy! Oh, there was a black chick in there. Wait a second. and then she died and went off to heaven. She don't deserve to be in heaven. Look at all the chicks! That was an epic freak out. I love that. Absolutely beautiful. You finally ready to confess everything? Please excuse my little outburst. I briefly lost my composure. Briefly? Oh, we're never gonna see her eyes? Most unbecoming behavior for an English gentlewoman. Forgive me.
Well, Miss Brett, I think it's time you told the court what actually happened that day. The truth this time.
Gladly, Your Excellency. Really? Are you actually going to tell the truth this time? It was I who took the professor's life, using curare. As you surmised, I chose that particular day for one very important reason. The professor had a dental appointment for the extraction of one of his teeth in the morning.
So, you plan to kill the professor knowing that no trace of poison would be found in his water? Because curare isn't heard of here in Japan.
Yes. Of course, I never intended to remain at the restaurant for as long as I did. I only needed to see the professor take one tiny sip of his water, and it would all be over. I would place the steak I had ordered in front of him to make it appear as though he had been dining alone, and leave immediately. However, before any of that happened, there was an unexpected visitor at the professor's table. That would be me, I suppose. Yes, you. Who else? Such a trifling matter. But the fact that you decided to come over to greet the professor meant that I had lost my chance to slip away unnoticed. In due course, the professor took a sip of his water and was paralyzed. I made sure he was sitting in his chair such that he wouldn't fall. There was no going back at that point, so I concocted a plan on the spur of the moment. She dropped the gun in order to pin the murder on us because she had no other way. If she left and he just died, they would never have found the poison, but the fact that Ryunosuke saw her meant that there was a witness showing that he was with someone else. It probably wouldn't have been enough to pin the murder on her, but some suspicion would have gotten on her at least.
A plan to pin Dr. Wilson's murder on this innocent man.
I happened to know that the professor always carried a gun. I decided to use that fact to my advantage.
I had the bottle of curare in my handbag, and my own pistol concealed under my skirt.
I knew it! I knew it!
Under your skirt?
So I was right. There were 2 guns. Yes. And then I finished my coffee and got up to leave. That's when I noticed the professor's gun, which you had presumably placed on the floor. Place where you were sure that I would notice it. And everything went according to plan. You noticed the gun as I'd intended. And then, just as you bent down to pick it up,
bang! Bang, 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 bang all around in this case. I didn't mean that the way it sounded.
That's when you shot the professor with your own gun. Even though at that point, he was already dead. Naturally, the gunshot caused a commotion, at which point the waiter appeared. Obviously, I assumed Naruhodo-san was the culprit and apprehended him. I took him to the pantry that adjoins the kitchen and locked him inside. That's when I took the opportunity to turn the professor and his chair around.
Because of course, you needed to make it look like the defendant had shot Dr. Wilson from where he'd picked up the gun. It's always the pretty ones. Can we actually see her eyes? Come on. Just this once. No? Okay, fine, Haru. Nah, she discount Haru. She dollar store. She Dollar General Haru.
So there you have it. That is the entirety of my
Misdemeanor? You murdered a guy!
Your Excellency,
Yes?
I wonder. Might I speak with you in private later?
Oh, no! Judge, don't do it! Don't do it! Don't fall for this this vixen's plights! Don't fall for them! Resist the urge, Judge! Pronounce her guilty! Don't let her go like this, man! I know she's hot!
I shall call on you.
No, Judge, no!
Thank you. Good day then, everyone. I hope you can forgive me, Naruhodo-san.
If you go to jail, fine. I'll forgive you. Only because you're pretty. Is that it? Is she not getting arrested? Guys! Really?
It would seem this trial has finally run its course.
Finally!
I presume the prosecution is in agreement.
This can't be! Takatsuchi Ouchin does not lose! Not to the likes of this rookie student!
You'd better start getting used to tough opposition.
Ah! Ryunosuke Naruhodo!
What? Yes, I don't know what that yell was.
This insult to the Ouchie family name will never be forgotten!
Oh lord, and it goes through the freaking centuries. And it goes through the freaking lineage to the present day, where even Winston and gasp in pain still never forget. Never forget.
You've become conceited with the age, Council, but the old have to stand aside and make way for the new. It's the way of the world. May you never forget that.
Oh, whoa, whoa! Calm down, Kazuma. Cut that Snaku top knot right off his head. Let's go, Kazuma, but that could be considered assault, my friend.
1,000 millennia may pass, and still the Ouchi clan will never measure up to the Naruhodo clan.
And you are correct, Kazuma. Good foresight.
This trial in the Supreme Court of Japan will, I believe, go down in history as the start of a new chapter in our country's judicial system. Despite being summoned as the accused, you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo, presented an excellent case.
I thank you, Your Excellency.
The use of evidence and deduction to unravel the truth is a modern methodology.
Hear that, guys? Problem solving and using logic is new. It's modern.
After all, it has only been a few short decades since our country opened its doors to the wider world. But the Western ideas of science are rapidly gaining acceptance here. I feel sure that science will soon bring new methods of investigation and new procedures of justice. A new future of law awaits, but what it will look like, I cannot begin to imagine. That is for the young to pursue. Kazuma Asagi.
Yes?
After this trial, you are set to embark on a journey of discovery to the illustrious British Empire. Learn all you can. Absorb everything of the wider world that you are able to.
Aww. The judge likes him. The judge knows that Kazuma's the future. And Ryunosuke to some extent.
And do not forget to fulfill the mission imposed upon you.
I understand, Your Excellency. What was that about? Why do you look so grave all of a sudden? Oh, never mind. What? Kazuma, you good, bro?
As for you, Ryunosuke Naruhodo,
Oh, yes?
in you, I sense, how can I put it? Unusual potential.
Ooh, he senses potential in you, Ryunosuke. What you gonna do about that?
I very much look forward to seeing how you carry that onwards.
Thank you, Your Excellency! Let's go, we did it! Oh! Let's do it!
It is time to deliver the final verdict. I hereby find the defendant Ryunosuke Naruhodo
Not guilty, baby. Let's go! We did it, we did it, we did it, we did it. Oh, we get sakura blooms in this game. Let's go. I like that. It's so pretty. It's so Japanese.
This court is now adjourned.
Goddamn, I don't remember first cases being this long. Maybe it's just because I'm recording myself, but it felt very long. I'm also still sick, so my stuffy nose is... If you hear cuts, it's either because I'm coughing or I'm sniffling. I can't believe it. I can't believe what's happened. I made it. I defended myself and made it through that horrendous trial. You did it, Ryunosuke. Ryunosuke, you finally pulled it off. Congratulations. Well, I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, Kazuma. No. It was a pleasure to watch you at work. So, you owe me an extra large sukiyaki from the place on Yume University Street. Don't forget. Oh, hell no, I don't forget, bruh. I would have been lost without you, my friend.
Good afternoon. All your hard work has certainly paid off.
I'm assuming that's what Oh, no, it's you, Susato. My bad. I gave you your dad's voice. I'm sorry. That's what you get when you assume. You know what they say. It makes an ass out of everyone involved. Congratulations to both of you for proving Naruhodo-san's innocence. Ah, our trusty judicial assistant. You worked hard for that result too, you know. Oh no, I didn't do any... Thank you so much! Oh, calm down, Ryunosuke. If we didn't have that research report of Miss Barrett, I call her Miss Barrett, of Miss Brett, I don't know how things would have turned out. Your kind words should really be for my father. I was simply doing as he asked. It was his idea for me to go to the university and investigate. Your father? Ah, yes, of course. Yep, when she barged in and gave us our saving grace, or else we would have lost. Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, Judicial Assistant to the Defense. Judicial Assistant, that's a hard bunch of words to say. A lot of shit sus sounds. I know what I'm saying. I'm good with words.
Speaking of Mikotoba,
Ah, there you are. I believe congratulations are in order.
There it is.
Naruhodo, you did an excellent job.
thank you, Professor.
Oh no, it is I who should be thanking you after all. Your efforts exposed the true criminal that took the life of my good friend.
Good friend? Oh yes, you mentioned that before. It was you who actually invited Dr. Wilson to Yume University, wasn't it?
Yes, that's right. Yes!
I damn near gave him a Captain Falcon voice. What the hell?
Professor Mikotoba studied overseas himself. He went to study forensic medicine in Great Britain.
Oh, nice, bro. Are you sure they took your mustache well over there, my friend? I'm just saying. In Europe, it's not really a good look. Also, those armbands probably aren't a good look either, but I digress.
Presumably, that's when you met Dr. Wilson.
Exactly. In those days, we worked together in the same hospital.
Oh, you work together?
I've never heard you mention that before. Well, it was a long time ago now. Besides, it's your turn, Asoki. Great Britain is a magnificent country. It leads the world.
Oh, Lord. That will not age well, my friend.
In science, medicine, engineering, culture, and of course, in conquering countries, I mean in law. In going around pillaging third world countries, I mean, they're better at law than us. Watch and learn, my boy. See what's happening in the world's largest melting pot before the United States existed.
I will. I'll learn all that I can. I swear on this, the spirit of the Asaki clan.
You're not taking that sword to Great Britain, are you?
Of course I am. The Japanese man's katana is his soul. This blade shows me where I need to go.
What is the freaking Sting from Lord of the Rings?
And cuts down anything that's in my way.
Yes, I've definitely seen how sharp it is already with my own eyes. You just cut that dude's top knot straight off. You just cut that dude's top knot straight off. Jesus Christ, I am good with words. I am good speaker, I swear.
That reminds me, what happened to the woman? To Giselle Brett, I mean. After all, she's guilty of murder.
Oh yes, her. It's not easy to tell you this, but
She went free, didn't she?
What do you mean? Surely she's going to face trial herself now. She's the true culprit after all.
she will be leaving Japan in the very near future. For Shanghai.
She hates Japanese people. She's going to another country with Asian people. This does not bode well for anyone involved.
What? Shanghai?
But why?
Giselle Brett will not appear in court again in this country. I'm certain of that.
What? But why not?
It's a matter of consular jurisdiction. Who said that? Oh, hello. Hey, dude, you good? You're still coughing up blood? I mean, we're kind of two peas in the same pod here. I'm not coughing up blood, but I'm coughing up a storm. I'm coughing up phlegm. It's almost the same thing, right? Sorry about that.
Inspector Hosonaga! It was a hard-fought battle in the courtroom today. Very impressive to watch.
I must congratulate, but what's all this about consular jurisdiction? Let him speak, man.
We cannot try this particular foreigner for her crimes here in Japan.
What kind of immunity does she have? Does it have something to do with the stupid treaty? I'm hating this partnership with Britain more and more the more I hear about it. What? We can't try her? But then who's going to bring her to justice? Absolutely no one.
A
British consular court will hear her case. Somewhere far away where our voices can't be heard.
That's not fair.
But why a consular court? Professor, I simply don't understand. I thought consular courts were a thing of the past now that we've signed the Friendship Treaty.
Yes, in normal circumstances, you're right.
Then, so long as this is not a serious incident of a highly political nature to our respective governments, they can invoke the consular court just like that.
Oh, can't they?
Yes, she's a student, but it doesn't justify our governments making secret agreements about her fate, does it?
Unless there's more to her than meets the eye, unless she's not just a student.
Something strange is going on.
I concur, Kazuma. We need to get to the bottom of it.
So Miss Brett can't be held accountable for her actions here in Japan.
I'm afraid that for the young student, today's trial was nothing more than a game all along. There was never any danger of comeuppance for her.
Man, now I'm even more pissed at her. First she's racist, and then she gets white British privilege to not. Man, this game has all kinds of things that makes me angry. What the hell?
I don't believe it. The British government's Foreign Affairs Ministry has demanded that we hand over custody of Miss Brett. They're obviously taking this case of a foreign student committing murder very seriously.
Are they, though? They're not even gonna hear our voices, who came up with the damn scheme and caused her to confess in the first place?
But it's all going to change from now on. We can make it change. This is a time of great turmoil. This new era heralded by the start of the 20th century. One day, I have no doubt, that woman will receive the judgment she deserves.
Oh, foreshadowing for this game or next game? Maybe.
Yes, change is coming, and we're the ones driving it.
Change come to those who make it.
Well, I think that's enough seriousness for now.
Thank you, let's celebrate. Woo!
This evening calls for a celebratory drink.
Can I have water, please?
But, Professor...
You're right. This is no time for gloomy faces. We should be celebrating Ryunosuke's not guilty verdict. Let's start having some fun.
I concur. You can join us, Hosonaga.
In that case,
might I suggest the carnival? Can we go somewhere else, please? You know, bad memories of that place, kind of. Just saying.
As the head waiter, I should be delighted to provide you with ample food and drink.
You don't actually work there! Or are you gonna give up your inspector career for a career as a waiter?
You're a detective, Hosonaga-san, aren't you?
Bruh! Also, you probably shouldn't be working right now at all in any capacity with a cough like that.
Let's not worry about the details for now.
Can I worry about the blood on your lip, dude?
To the carnival.
Will you accompany us, Professor?
Of course. The carnival's food is second to none.
Aww, she's so pretty.
I shall go and attend to the paperwork for Naruhodo-san's release.
Wait, you're not coming with us?
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Aww, why don't you come with us? You deserve to have food, too. Ah, well. It's not the first time a girl stood me up at a restaurant. Anyways.
So Giselle Brett won't be tried here. I suppose that means I'll never know. I'll never find out why she killed Dr. Wilson.
I actually didn't get stood up at a restaurant. It was just the first thing I thought of. Getting distracted. Very easily.
Kazuma.
Yes, Ryunosuke.
I just wanted to say thanks again, that's all. You really saved my skin today.
I didn't do a thing. You were the lawyer in there, weren't you? That defense was all your own work.
It's true, though. Ryunosuke came up with half of those freaking... Like, it started off with Kazuma. If Kazuma wasn't there, we would have sank immediately on the first cross-examination. But as the trial started going on, Kazuma started helping less and less, and it was all Ryunosuke stuff, so he's right.
Your skills made the difference, though. One day, I bet you'll be the best lawyer in the world.
I'm not so sure about that. Huh? Why do you say that? Do you not want to be a lawyer?
To be honest, something kept occurring to me over and over again during that trial. I couldn't help thinking that maybe you're the one destined to become a great lawyer, not me.
Wait, why? You're also a great lawyer. Can it be both and not just one or the other?
What? Come on, be serious.
If I helped you today, it was only right at the very start of the trial, as I was saying.
But you have a natural talent for it. For being a defense lawyer, I mean.
Oh no, not me! All that tense verbal combat? I never want to go through that ever again!
I just did what you told me to, that's all. Because I knew I could trust you. Aw.
That's the point.
Sorry? What do you mean that's the point?
Listen, Ryunosuke. Do you know what the most crucial weapon is that any lawyer needs in order to win? Knowledge of the law? No. The ability to believe.
Aw, how cute. Not true, but cute. To believe? To believe what?
A defense lawyer has to fight for his clients. He has to believe in them at all times.
Like you believed in me when I said I didn't do it.
I'm human, just like you. I don't have some superhuman ability to know the truth. But you have to make a choice about what to believe in, and stick to it when you're defending someone. Sometimes in the courtroom, you can really be backed into a corner. But being able to remain faithful to what you chose to believe in even then, well, that's not something that anyone can do. It takes a special kind of person. Aw, he just called you special.
Believing in your client.
Just look at today's trial. I'm a student lawyer with precious little real experience. But you never stopped believing in me.
Well,
You faced seemingly hopeless situations time and again, but you never stopped looking for the truth. And in the end, you found it, through your own efforts, and because you never stopped believing in me.
Thanks, Kazuma.
Aw, these guys are like the best bros, man. This is a true bromance here. You good, Kazuma? Wait, don't tell me that this is the reason... No, Kazuma, are you gonna ask Ryunosuke to take your place in Britain? Please don't. Come on, man.
There's something I want to ask you, actually, Ryunosuke. Well, it's a favor, really. Something very important to me.
Okay, I have two ideas. He's either gonna ask to take his spot in Britain, or he's gonna ask to become a lawyer in place of Kazuma.
It sounds serious. What is... Oh. You're still here, are you? Still here, are you? Oh, Inspector Hosonaga!
You still got something there, my friend. Alright, whatever. Yeah, you do you, bro.
I've arranged some rickshaws for us. Let's go.
Thank you. We'll be right there. Thanks, Drud. I didn't think I would like him, considering at the beginning he was forcibly falsifying testimony, but he's a good inspector and a good waiter. He's a good waiter inspector.
Let's pick up this conversation again later. We should be celebrating right now. Your first court victory.
And your study tour to Great Britain. I almost said Great Japan.
And your study tour to Great Britain, don't forget.
Yes. That too. There's something weird going on with Kazuma. It doesn't sound like he wants to go to Great Britain, which is why I was wondering if his favor was to switch places.
So, my very first trial came to an end. Kazuma, Professor Mikotoba, Sato-san, who acted as my assistant, Inspector Hosonaga, who didn't really play much of a part, but still,
he had the evidence! He collected the evidence, alright? He did help.
It was because of the help and support of all these people that I managed to get through that trial.
That was such a backhanded compliment, poor guy.
But more importantly, Kazuma hadn't yet managed to ask his favor of me. Little did I realize just how much it would change my life.
And that's it. The end of case 1. Finally. Oh boy. Defense debut. Woo! That was a trip and a half, but it was fun. I still say that the case dragged on just a bit too long for my liking. There was a lot. Because of like the fake testimony at the beginning and stuff like that, it felt a little bit like dragged out a bit. But I still liked it, and the cast of characters was enjoyable for the most part. But yeah, that's it for case 1. Next time we meet... Oh, I can just go straight to all of them? Alright, well, we're not going to talk about any of those. Next time we meet, we're going to be starting episode 2, The Adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band. Until then, as always, be happy, be safe, be healthy, and good night, everybody.